My hair is not dry. I just took a shower and my hair is not dry. But the day is heating up and the wasps are starting to arrive. And so we're going to go ahead and start. Hi, I'm Becky Brune and welcome to my vlog. This is week 2 in France. Last week, my first week in France, my diary was all about travel and arrival and adjustment. This week, it's all about the heat wave. I'm here in August, which is a month earlier than I was here last year, which is part of the difference. But this heat wave is knocking people flat. It is not normal. And there's just not a lot of AC around here. I don't have it. My tutor doesn't have it. My friends don't have it. A lot of businesses don't have it. Only my beloved Peugeot has air conditioning, and I have not figured out how to turn it down. It's either on full blast or not at all. We take full blast. So how hot is it? Well, about a month before I came, I changed my weather app to be Celsius. So I keep having to calculate what it means, but 41 degrees Celsius is about 106 degrees Fahrenheit. We had a break in the heat wave yesterday, a reprieve, and it was 91 degrees. It's coolest in the mornings, obviously, so I get up as early as I can and do all of the things I need to do that day with all of the doors and windows open to catch any breeze I can catch. And then I close everything up and do my one outing for the day. And then I'm home. We have 3 or 4 more days of this. There was only one night when I felt a little crazy. Pretty late, I think it was after midnight, cracks and rumbles, and then I could hear big, loud splashes of water, rain coming down. So I went and threw open my bedroom windows, and it was just hot. The rain was hot, and I just closed it up and went and lay back down on my bed and just tried to breathe. Last year, when I was looking for a place to stay in AMA, I had looked at an apartment that was right on the square, and Paul and Steve really steered me away from that. They said, it's going to be too loud. And I am so grateful that they did, because last year wasn't so bad. That was in September, but August around here, it's party town. The night markets are in full swing, and there are all kinds of celebrations. I think last week, during a heat wave, there were 3 events that had bands that went late. And I am just far enough off of it that I actually can't hear it. But that would be really tough. The woman I rent the house from had invited me to a night market in her town, and I did go. It wasn't really a night market per se. There wasn't really anything for sale. It was really what they call a gastronomique soirée. Long tables, beer and wine, and frites and mussels. It was really like a neighborhood backyard barbecue. It was really crowded, and Veronique and 11 of her closest friends were standing around a stand-up table near the wine stand. Okay, too many stands. And I offered to buy some wine, and I was thinking it was $9 a glass, but it was not $9 a glass, it was $9 a bottle, 7 for the rosé. And we went through a lot of bottles in the 2 hours I was there. It was hot and it was crowded, but her friends were really nice to me, and a couple of them could speak some English. So I had fun, but that's probably a one-time thing for me. On our hottest day, the 106 degree day, I went over to Paul and Steve's for the afternoon and early evening. So no air conditioning, but they have a beautiful swimming pool. We played cards and we floated in the pool and we talked about philosophy and life. I strummed the ukulele a little bit. Just before dinner, I realized that 64 sometimes feels very old to me. But I really believe that we're going to look back on that day, on that night, and say, weren't we young? Weren't we happy? And so I took this picture. On the second hottest day of this heat wave, I decided to drive to Chateau de Bonnegui. I had seen it on the map and it looked interesting, and I'd like to do something. You know, I want to go do something. So I got in the car a little bit later than I was thinking. I had a sandwich with me and a big container of water. I'm going to refer to my journal as I explain what happened. First of all, it was a much longer drive than it had looked on the map, that happens because as you're going through towns, you need to slow down. The speed limit changes from 30 kilometers per hour to 50 to 70 to 80 pretty quickly. And I don't go 80. I just don't. You have to kind of pull off the road sometimes to get around somebody else. I'm just not going to go 80 on those roads. My GPS has this beautiful British female voice, very soothing and calming. And so even though she was taking me on back roads and she was kind of being like cagey and sneaky, I went ahead and followed her instructions to the letter. And she took me to a town, Fumel, and just said, "Your destination is on your left." No, it's not. I'm in a town. This is not a 15th century chateau. So I found the tourist office in that town and went in to ask her where Chateau de Bonnegui was. And she told me, and she had a map that she gave me, but it was a ways away. Like, I was way off base. I knew it would be on a hill. It's basically a castle, actually, and I knew it would be on a hill. And the town is kind of at the base of the hill, so I figured it's going to be at the top of this hill. But that was the end of my navigation brain's ideas. It was so hot, and I get a little bit panicky. I'm not going to say that. I think some of my friends might say that I'm not a great navigator, although I feel like I have a very good sense of direction, and so I'm very confident about it. It's not good. So I followed the instructions of the tourist office gal. I did start seeing signs for the chateau, but the thing is, I still got seriously lost. I went up this hill. It's dirt roads. I came to a place where there were 4 different roads, and I tried each one of them, except I didn't take the down road because the castle has to be on top of this hill. I started to feel like the English army, you know, climbing the hill to lay siege to the castle, and we're on the wrong hill, which I was on the wrong hill. I did finally resort to my iPhone GPS, and it got me there. But by then, it was a very hot day. And I had realized at the tourist office that I had not worn shoes. I had my flip-flops on, and they aren't even my size. I bought them here at a grocery store as close as I could get so that I can wear them out on the patio and not step on wasps. So to get to the chateau, you have to walk up this adorable lane, all stone, and these little houses like built into the walls on either side. It was absolutely beautiful, but it was about 100 degrees, and I was in flip-flops. But I was not going to give up. So I climbed up, and I paid, and I got into the chateau. So it's a ruin, right? It's just a pile of rocks. Please forgive me, France. I mean, there's no shade. There were some rooms that you could go into if you were willing to climb some more, but I really wasn't. The view was amazing. So I took some photos and declared myself the winner, the victor, and then climbed back down the hill to my car, extremely grateful for the water I had brought. The GPS tried to take me home by turning me off the main road onto some ratty-looking back road, and I just said no. So I just drove back the way I had come. And I did actually see some really cute villages that I would like to go back and visit on a cooler day, and maybe when I have a friend with me to help navigate. One place is called Montflagin. Montflagin? Let's say Montflagin. And the other's called Cancun. Don't quote me. So what do you do when you're in the middle of a heat wave and your friends are asleep halfway across the world and there's no TV? What you do is you listen to Harry Potter read by Stephen Fry on Audible. I am on book 4. And I'm pretty sure they're going to take me through till the weather breaks. And I am oh so grateful. Thank you for being here. See you next week. Bye. Can you believe those? I just brushed my teeth.